And start recording. Just want to welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful week. And we got some fun stuff to go over tonight. Usually, we go over a little bit of everything, so it's really good to kind of do a little bit of refresher every once in a while. So really what we want to go over tonight is a little bit about FSC, what it is, the endocannabinoid system, but the main thing that we really want to talk about is the difference between isolates, broad spectrums, full spectrums. So I made a video earlier today, and I'll pull that up right now, have that pulling up, and we'll just kind of watch the video and then afterwards talk a little bit about it, and then if anybody has any questions or anything, we'll just go ahead and start that. So tonight I want to talk about why I use full spectrum versus a normal isolate CBD oil or broad spectrum CBD oil. The difference between CBD isolate versus full spectrum CBD oil can be puzzling to somebody who doesn't understand what CBD is. So if you are planning on using CBD, it is important to learn and understand the differences. So CBD isolate is somewhat self-explanatory. It's literally pure CBD. One cannabinoid, refined into a molecular structure, isolate CBD. It contains 99% pure CBD. It has no other cannabinoids out of 120. There's no THC, there's 0 terpenes, and there's 0 flavonoids. Full spectrum, it's also referred to as whole plant spectrum. It's CBD accompanied by all the plant's natural cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids. It is important to note that the major difference between isolate, full spectrum, and broad spectrum is the cannabinoid THC. It contains high levels of CBD. It includes all the cannabinoids. It has low levels of THC. It contains all of the plant's natural terpenes, all of the flavonoids, and it gives the consumer the full synergistic effect. Broad spectrum CBD oil differs from full spectrum CBD oil mainly because it contains no THC. Some, however, contain all the other cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoid elements. When all these elements are taken together, they work in sync with each other to produce a great therapeutic effect. Broad spectrum CBD oil are offered in various combinations of cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids. A broad spectrum CBD offers a variety of cannabinoids working alongside CBD minus the THC. When taking a broad spectrum, you risk only getting some of the plant's benefits as they must take out what they do not want. If the consumer wishes to truly gain all the benefits of the hemp plant has to offer, a full spectrum CBD oil is what's recommended. So it has high levels of CBD, it has 0 THC, it includes most of other cannabinoids, it contains the natural plant's terpenes, and most of the flavonoids. So this is where it gets really important. When taking a full spectrum, it's taking all the cannabinoids, including THC, together, gives you, the consumer, a synergistic effect. This is when 2 or more substances or elements are combined and at the end result has a superior effect, called the entourage effect. Now this is a big one, how to take a full spectrum CBD. Now that we've learned that full spectrum CBD oil is considered superior when you're comparing to a broad spectrum CBD oil and a normal CBD isolate. So let's take a look at what ReAction provides us. We have tinctures, so full spectrum CBD oil infused into coconut oil, or known as MCT oil. This product is usually taken orally, meaning under your tongue, and you want to hold it there anywhere from 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Then there's topicals. Topicals are beneficial to skin when infused with full spectrum CBD oil. These can be used to help alleviate any skin allergies or conditions such as eczema or psoriasis, and it can also be used for spot pain. Then there's capsules. So capsules are easily swallowed. They're capsules that are very concentrated and infused with full spectrum. Some people prefer these over the tincture oils. It does take a little bit longer to digest, but the effects seem to last a little bit longer. Then there's edibles. Food infused with full spectrum CBD oil. Yummy. So these edibles are extremely popular. ReAction provides us with gummies and also chocolates. So now you know the different types of CBD. Now let's talk about the endocannabinoid system and why you should take a full spectrum. The endocannabinoid system is also referred to as the ECS, is crucial to the proper functioning in the body. It's a biochemical communication system that regulates a wide variety of activity. The endocannabinoid system in a full spectrum CBD can help regulate mood, behavior, inflammation, sleep, pain, and so much more. Homeostasis is an important concept to understand. It is the overall sense of balance and functioning of a healthy person. The endocannabinoid system is basically a widespread control system that monitors communication and homeostasis in the body. These are the three basic components of the ECS. Cannabinoid receptors exist on the surface of a variety of cells, including immune and nerve cells. Endocannabinoids. These activate the receptors directly, which external cannabinoids, like CBD, activate the receptors indirectly. Metabolic enzymes. These are the chemical compounds that break down any endocannabinoids after they are finished interacting with the receptors. It is useful to think of the endocannabinoid system like a computer with sensors all over the body. These sensors or receptors monitor conditions in and around the body. They send the information to the computer and it determines the appropriate cellular response. Homeostasis is the ultimate goal of this system, and it will send instructions to the various parts of the body to achieve the state of balance. So let's talk about your different receptors. Your CB1 receptors are found primarily in your central nervous system, the brain, and the spinal cord, the digestive tract, the gonads, and the various connective tissues all over the body. Within the brain, CB1 receptors are located in three primary areas: the hippocampus, the amygdala, and the hippocampus. The hypothalamus is crucial in maintaining homeostasis in the body, controlling hunger and thirst, as well as body temperature, sleeping patterns, and emotional state. The amygdala is responsible for processing and experiencing motion. The hippocampus is primary control center for memories, emotions, and autonomic nervous system, which is responsible for activities that are unconscious, like breathing, digestion, and heart rate. Due to this reactivity with these parts of the brain, the activation of CB1 receptors result in relief of depression and or anxiety, lowering inflammation, particularly in the intestines, lowering blood pressure, increasing myelin formation. This greatly benefits patients suffering from multiple sclerosis or other diseases of the nervous system. Reducing feeling of fear or paranoia. This benefits patients suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Lowering the expression of GPR55 receptors. This may play a vital role in the treatment of certain types of cancers or tumors. So let's talk about CB2 receptors. CB2 receptors are present in the brain in only small numbers. Instead, they are primarily located in the tonsils, spleen, and thymus. These are the organs that compromise the immune system in the body. CB2 receptors are also located on the surface of various immune cells. So activation of these receptors likely play an important role in the treatment and management of most types of diseases, including diseases of the digestive tract, immune system, heart, central nervous system, and brain. Full-spectrum CBD has emerged on the cutting edge of health and well-being. Its efficiency in helping the ECS maintain homeostasis and combat disease makes it an incredibly effective tool. Full-spectrum CBD is also extremely safe with few adverse side effects. Full-spectrum CBD has the ability of changing people's life for the better. Full-spectrum CBD is emerging as one of the most powerful supplements on the market today.
Alrighty, I hope everybody enjoyed that video. There's a lot of information in it. But one of the biggest things that I really wanted to cover in that video, of course, the different types of CBD oils that, are on the market today. But one of the biggest things that you want to cover is kind of explaining about how important full spectrum is for the endocannabinoid system. So we know we all have to take care of our endocannabinoid system with healthy food, healthy diet, low stress, but also on top of that, whole plant medicine. What's so important about a full spectrum is because the only way you can actually get to homeostasis is using a full spectrum, also getting the entourage effect, and then the way that it's extracted also using nano and cryosonic technology, so your body absorbs 100% of it, so you're getting 100% of those benefits. So with a full spectrum, like I said, it's everything out of the plant, so it's benefiting your whole body. So that's one of the biggest things that you want to point out when it comes to all different types of CBD, because there are benefits to them, but it's not going to be as great as a full spectrum for the endocannabinoid system. So just go ahead and open it up to any questions that anybody may have or testimonies that anybody would like to share on here. No, somebody has their hand up. I don't know if they meant to do that or...
Victoria?
Yes.
Hello. Tammy, who's on here, who I talked with today, just go in a little bit more detail. She's got a heart condition, diabetes. She's got a lot of nerve ending problems where she's got to use the stimulator in her back and in her knees and stuff. And she's at the desperate point where she's tired of taking all the medicines and not getting any reliefs from them. So maybe you could go in a little more detail on the benefits of using the full spectrum in those situations, because she was worried about it affecting her pills, which she told me her medicines and it won't affect any of those, but maybe just a little bit more of the benefits by being regular with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to one of the biggest things, the endocannabinoid system, it's just as important as your brain. So it practically controls everything in your whole body. So you have mainly, like I said, your CB1, your CB2 receptors, but to kind of like give an example of everything that it can benefit. So your CB1 receptors control the brain and the central nervous system. So that's everything like stress, anxiety, insomnia, inflammation, pain. Your CB2 receptors control your gastrointestinal tract, peripheral nervous system, a little bit of everything. So that's more of your cardiovascular, diabetes, bone, liver, a little bit of everything. So when it comes to the endocannabinoid system, it controls pretty much temperature regulation, sleep, mood, memory, pretty much anything you can possibly think of. So I know we've talked about it a little bit in the past, just showing one of those videos that the doctor talked about. When it comes to taking different types of medications and stuff like that, and depending on the type of medication, usually what it's helping is it's just treating the symptoms that you're having. So if it's a pain problem or a blood pressure issue, usually you're just treating the symptoms and it's not actually treating the issues. So with that being said, what full spectrum does is it's not just going in there and helping your pain, it's overall helping the inflammation all over your body, which will then help with your pain. So with full spectrum, it's overall body health. So like I said, with the homeostasis, that's one of the key parts, especially when you're struggling with a lot of different issues. Your body just kind of end up in a downhill spiral after a little while. And with a full spectrum, what it does is it's everything out of the plant: terpenes, flavonoids, fatty acids, cannabinoids, THC. So of course you're going to get help with all those side effects as well, but it creates that homeostasis. So it starts bringing your body back to balance. So you're sleeping normally, appetite's better, mood, everything, which will over eventually a period of time, it will help with a little bit of everything. So, I mean, there's been a lot of different side effects with a lot of the issues that you brought up that she had, testimonies of people saying how much better they feel, or some people saying that their issues pretty much went away, which is huge. You just have to be, when it comes to something like that, you want to make sure that you're, consuming something on a daily basis. But one of the key things that we were talking about I think it was a couple Zooms ago, was about what medications can do with the endocannabinoid system and kind of throw it out of balance. It's helping the issues, but it can also lead to other endocannabinoid system dysfunctions, which can cause other issues on top of that. So that's one of the biggest things. If you can go the whole plant medicine route, it is a lot, a little bit safer, and hopefully that would help you a little bit better. Did that answer that?
I think so. I think that gives her a little more insight. And also, Victoria, I wanted to tell everybody that I've shared it on the Dream Team. One of my ladies, it's an ambassador, Shelby, and I've talked about her before. She was in a bad accident, and through a workman's comp, she had to have a nerve block done. And the doctor, when he was giving her the nerve block in her neck, paralyzed her from the neck down. Now, she suffered with this for 20 years, and she's gotten feeling back in her right side. She's very young, and she just had gotten her license taken away because she couldn't walk. When she was walking somewhere, she was looking for the next place she could sit down. And she started taking the product, and she also was on canes, the ones that wrap around your hands in order to walk. And after taking the product for a week, she has no longer used the canes at all. She's been able to walk and enjoy her life now. And she is so thankful to the company. So be sure to go over and read her testimony, because that's a huge testimony. Huge.
Yeah, that testimony is pretty incredible. I remember meeting them. I knew them from being in racing and everything a little bit, but hearing her testimony and actually seeing the cases in front of you is actually wild. Actually being able to see the transformation within like a couple of days of her coming in for, just to talk to my Nana, versus a little bit later coming in the shop with absolute no cane. So it was definitely pretty phenomenal. Huge testimonies. And one of the biggest things about this company is it's built off of testimonies, because I can sit here and tell you about the science behind these products and how well it helps you every single day, but the thing is really what it's built off of is seeing somebody like you that's struggling with the same issues, if not more issues, and seeing how well it helped them. Kind of gives you a little bit of hope. Billy, I saw you. Are you gonna say something?
Yeah, so I have that testimony here. I wanted to share that with everyone. I think that'd be important. So she said, sitting outside on this beautiful morning, reflecting on the last 6 months, feeling really grateful to everyone that helped with our transition, and that includes Candace and her incredible company called ReAction. Most of you know my history, the whole paralyzed dying thing, but some of you don't know how miserable the last few years have been for me. When this injury first happened, the doctors were very upfront, saying they had no idea what the long-term effects would be. Totally understandable. I didn't fit into the standard procedure box. I learned quickly that most doctors were very quick to write a prescription. If I filled every one, I would have been a walking zombie. So sorry, this is really small writing, guys. So I always tried more natural remedies. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
I always lose my place.
Okay, so I would have been a walking zombie. So I always tried the more natural remedies and made sure I kept moving, ate right, and kept the weight off. Oh, sure, I can live with the not being able to feel my left side, and I can adjust to the limp. But when I lost the left knee, it really took a toll, especially on my right leg and hip. The pain was terrible. The crutches just added to the stress on my entire body. Most days, I was completely exhausted by 12 noon. When I would go to places, all I could think about was locating the next place I could sit down or lean against. Once we decided to start our move in January, I was dreading dealing with everything, and my legs, not to mention, in the damp, cold months. Thankfully, Mom ran into Candace's mom one day, and she invited us to an event about this product and gave me a sample of the cream. Now my arthritis is terrible on my left side. You can see the inflammation, but I can't feel it. So on this particular day, it was cold and damp, so I rubbed the cream on my left hand and right hip. Within an hour, I felt better, and I could see the inflammation going down. That spoke volumes. The next day, at the event, we were all in the lobby catching up, and all of a sudden it hit me. I was completely engaged in the conversation and not in so much pain that I was looking for a seat. And this bottle made shopping for houses possible. Now, between the sun, the salt water, and ReAction, this is the best I have felt in 20 years. Candace Hornaday, thank you so much for bringing this product to my life and improving the quality of mine.
That's a huge testimony.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty special. Sorry, because it's really small writing, so it's hard to read. But I felt like that was really special to share with everyone tonight. And thank you again for joining. These product Zooms are amazing. We learn so much every single week.
Well, thank you, Billy, for helping me out there. But I mean, just alone seeing how much these products not only, can make you feel better, change your quality of life, but it almost like makes a complete change. I mean, I know so many testimonies where people are like, I feel like a completely new person. I mean, you can always go look at those testimonies too on the Facebook page and on the Feel the Reaction page. All the testimonies, most of them are posted. Some people just post about it on their personal Facebooks. But I mean, they are incredible. I mean, it's huge for what it can do to your body, but also changing your life like that. Because I know exactly, I was at the same event that she was at, and she sat there and stood up and talked to us the whole time. So that's definitely a huge testimony. So we'll go ahead, and if anybody else has any other questions, if you're a little shy, you can go ahead and just put it in the chat bar.
I have a little testimony. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So about 3 months ago, my father passed away, and I'm an alcoholic, and I believe with all my heart, if it wasn't for ReAction, I probably wouldn't be sober right now. And my anxiety levels, I'm dealing with this whole thing a lot better than I thought I would or could, and I give it to ReAction.
Well, thank you, Ryan. That's very amazing. I know exactly what you're talking about. I get to see you every single day, so you definitely, it's a huge difference, and I'm glad that this product can help you that much. So, alrighty. Does anybody else have any other questions or testimonies? I mean, just tonight alone, hearing a little bit of the testimonies that people shared, and hearing that story and Ryan's story, I mean, they're all pretty incredible. It can change a lot of people's life. So it's definitely something to look into, or read the testimonies and be able to share it with other people. Or if you have a testimony and you haven't shared it with somebody, it's very important to do that, because you can connect with somebody that you may not even know. Somebody can be struggling with the exact same issues you have, and they just can't get there until they read somebody else's story, and they're like, you know what, if it helps that person, it can help me. So definitely. Alrighty, so we'll just go ahead. After that, I don't think anybody has any other questions. We'll go ahead and call it a night. But I hope everyone has an absolute wonderful rest of their week and enjoy their weekend. And we will see you guys all next Tuesday for the corporate Zoom with Billy and Jeff. Alrighty, thank you guys.
Thank you to everyone. See you next week.